Good morning, everyone. I hope you are having a great time. I am. It's been exciting. Yesterday, in the product section, we laid our vision, the autonomous AI and knowledge platform, aligned to the autonomous enterprise. We then went through how the tech stack is going more autonomous. We went through details of the AI platform. And then we had that wonderful conversation with Chad from NVIDIA on what Teradata and NVIDIA together can do for our customers. Today, we are going to talk about knowledge and compute. They say that knowledge is everything. Knowledge is power. And there is no AI without knowledge. But there is no trusted AI without trusted knowledge. And trusted knowledge, one could say that, hey, if knowledge is current and it's curated, then it should be trusted. But there is more to it. Because in many ways, AI has been built to work like humans. And what happens when you get too much information, TMI, right? It's difficult. You can't make good decisions, right? And in the same way, for trusted knowledge, knowledge must be constrained and organized. Because when you do that, it becomes usable by AI, by us, by humans as well, and we make better decisions, take better actions. So, how do we do that? I'm going to talk about a topic that is still evolving. This whole space of knowledge, this evolution from data to knowledge is new in the industry. It's not just new for Teradata, it's new in the industry. And there are things that we'll have to work on together. So how are we going to get there? This is where industry knowledge models comes in, right? But there must be a starting point. And I look back into the history of Teradata, 4 decades of working across industries. A week or two ago, I was going through the work we have done with the financial services area. Like I said, 10 different industries. We captured a lot of knowledge, and I would say more around the data platform into these data models. Not knowledge models, I would call them as data models. What I saw was that the company had done painstaking work in writing down the questions. You know, a lot of times we focus on the answers, but what Teradata did, I think the consulting and the services team, what they did is they wrote down the questions that mattered, the right questions for every sector, financial services, telecommunications, supply chain, manufacturing. They captured the questions and mapped them to the right tables, the right columns, manually done, using human power. And that's what I saw in the data models. But these data models need to expand to the world of knowledge models. Because just like us humans, we need to train and give that constrained and organized view to AI agents. If you told me to make a decision on loans, and you just took me today, right now, from here, took me to a bank and said, Sumeet, you're going to make decisions on loans. I think it's going to be bad. Bad news, right? Agree? But if you gave me data, facts, you gave me the insights that really matter, that I must look at, you gave me some rules and regulations, and you told me what the expected outcome is, I'll do a better job, right? Not as good as somebody who's been doing that for years, but it'll be a non-linear change from like just throwing me into that, right? The same is true for agents. Data models must evolve to knowledge models, and knowledge models must include facts, data. They must include the KPIs, the insights, the metrics that matter. They must include the rules, the workflows, because remember, AI agents are about outcomes. They are about actions. Because if you don't tell me what the rules and the workflows are, I'm going to cook them up. That's AI for you, right? So That is what the knowledge model means. It is that constrained, organized view of the world that helps the agent understand the facts, the data, the metrics, the insights, and the workflows. And this is an area that we have to work together on because the industry has not done it. And it's not easy. This one is not easy. This is a tough one. But here is what we will get if we do this well. We are going to get a better AI. I mean, many of you are from regulated industries, and I can pretty much stand here and tell you that if I told you your AI agent is 80%, 90% accurate, you're going to reject it. You're not going to use it. But the knowledge models solve a few purposes. They standardize and constrain information to the agent. That's important. They standardize the metrics, the rules, the workflows, the definitions. They do that. They give a translation service to the agents so that agents can convert from natural business language to the language of data, and we'll talk about that topic separately. And they also constrain how agents work with foundation models. Remember, foundation models are probabilistic in nature. Like they introduced stochasticity into those models just so that they could behave like humans. Come on, folks. That's what they did. All right? Now, when agents talk through the knowledge model with the foundation model, it constrains the worldview for the foundation model, making them a lot more accurate. And when the results of the foundation model come back and they are compiled against the knowledge model, it filters out hallucinations because the worldview is constrained. We told the foundation model and the agent, this is your worldview. This is your data. These are your rules. These are the insights that matter. Use that. So let's work together on this. This is an area where I would love to partner with people from telecoms, with people from financial services, or any sector, and build this together. So what can you expect from Teradata as we go through this journey on knowledge? Obviously, you can expect us to be able to deal with both structured and unstructured. We delivered the vector store, and that's becoming more and more exciting, the roadmap on that, more multimodal, multidimensional. I'm beginning to hear from a lot of customers that vector stores from the open source and other areas are not scaling. Ours scales really well, so we can take you through real stuff. We're going to partner with folks on metadata management. That's a tricky area. I think you will agree with that. And we're going to build the knowledge models together with you using GenAI, because that manual process is increasingly solvable with GenAI. But as I said, that knowledge modeling and knowledge platform is new to us as well. And I don't want to sell you anything if I have not done it myself. So what Teradata is doing is using Teradata itself as a knowledge platform to run the company. And I'm not going to talk more about it. We're going to show it to you. I'm going to invite to the stage our VP of Data and Analytics, Josh, who's going to talk about how we are using Teradata as a knowledge platform to run our own company. Josh?
Thank you, Sumeet.
Over to you.
Thank you. Well, folks, this is an incredible time to work in data and technology. So I'm here today wearing two hats, as someone who builds solutions and as our own customer zero, delivering data and AI across our global organization. But here's the thing. We're all incredibly fortunate. While companies everywhere are scrambling to build AI foundations from scratch, we've already made the smartest investment possible by investing in our enterprise data. Metadata, master data, lineage, layered data architecture, governance, authorization, security, data pipelines, and maybe the most important, semantic modeling. And the old adage of garbage in, garbage out is amplified by AI hallucinations. Your enterprise knowledge has never been more important. MIT's recent study confirmed what many of you may have already experienced. ROI has been elusive with AI investments. Sumeet talked about the AI paradox yesterday. But here's what we know. The AI models aren't the problem. In fact, they're incredible. The enterprise scalability and context is. So I'm going to demonstrate how we're addressing that problem within Teradata with the right AI plus knowledge platform. I'll even let you guess what platform we're using. So let's start with a simple business problem, contract knowledge management. Everyone can relate to that. Complex global businesses often have contract data scattered across regions and systems. You may have thousands of contracts in different formats and languages, yet you need critical answers under tight deadlines. What are our terms? What resources are managed? What contracts have auto-renewal clauses limiting growth? We should just be able to get those answers in minutes, right? So we vectorized our contracts using Vantage, created a natural language interface using our own tools and trusted data. We created a simple UI for self-service document embedding, stored in Teradata's Enterprise Vector Store, transforming PDFs into searchable data, ready for AI-powered insights. Now we can ask business questions of our contracts in any language and get responses back. We're using LLMs with the Vector Store for context. Doesn't matter if the document is in German or Mandarin. And I'm asking questions in natural language, in spoken language, not in SQL. So that's a good standard application of AI on unstructured data. It's certainly useful, but you could just buy or build AI tools that specifically deal with contracts. But here's where it gets interesting. What starts as a contract solution becomes something much bigger. Because we're building it on our enterprise data platform, suddenly multiple departments can leverage the same capability. Legal, sales, finance, procurement, all asking different questions of the same knowledge base. We applied enterprise context to combine structured data, unstructured data, and vectorized data in minutes using Teradata's MCP server, and suddenly we unlocked an unlimited number of use cases. Match contract terms against feature usage data for tailored recommendations, compare consumption against commitment using telemetry data, connect workflows to build and deploy agents using these insights. We built visualizations in minutes, created planning documents without hunting across systems, and we automated various workflows from trigger points to create fully autonomous agents. We weren't just solving contracts. We were building out our enterprise AI and knowledge platform. One use case, implemented right with Vantage, becomes the foundation for enterprise-wide AI that actually scales. This was possible because we have the right foundational data and technology already. It's an open and connected hybrid ecosystem. You could leverage the MCP server with your preferred tools, integrate with ServiceNow and Salesforce, and connect AI LLMs like Claude directly to your data wherever it sits. We built this in under 30 days. I'm going to say that again. We built this in under 30 days. If you have a Teradata EDW investment, you already have the foundation to do the same. One of the outputs is a set of production-deployed enterprise AI agents. We have workflows reading all new contracts and amendments. We have signal detection for changes in customer behavior. And we can now provide tailored recommendations for how we can better serve our customers and how our customers, you all, can better solve your business problems and increase the ROI of your Teradata investment. We're in the process of rolling this out now. This isn't just another AI demo. This is proof that when you start with one use case and build it right with Teradata, the value multiplies across your entire organization. That investment in enterprise data, it's about to become your massive competitive advantage for scalable AI that delivers real returns. So talk to your Teradata account team about what you can do today to unlock value from your enterprise data investment, more value from your enterprise data investment. And let's explore what's possible together. Back to you, Sumeet.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. So folks, you saw contracts in PDFs. You saw Salesforce information. You saw ServiceNow information all coming together, 360. And then not only can we analyze those contracts and do the right thing by our customers, we can also give account plans to our sellers. That's great. That's awesome. I love that. This wave of using AI to build better, to operate better, to sell better is happening across every function at Teradata. I'm sure you are going through the same discussions and work in your own companies. We would love to share stories because I think we can learn from each other. In fact, I jokingly call our head of legal and HR, I call him Chief Transformation Officer because there is a people and talent angle to it. So come and talk to any of us and share your stories, and we would love to share ours. All right, let's go to the second problem. in building the knowledge platform. The first one we talked about was almost like TMI, too much information, right? So the organization, the constraining, the experience Teradata has with industry data models, why that is important. The second problem is the world of natural business language and the world of tables, columns, and column names, and synonyms, and all that stuff, they are two different universes, right? It's difficult. Even yesterday, one of my dear customers was talking about answering natural language questions from a thing with 175,000 tables. And I hear those stories every day when I meet with customers. How do you map a natural business natural language question to the right table, the right column, the right metric, and give an accurate answer? Because if I can't give an accurate answer, this AI thing is of no use, all right? So this is the semantic modeling problem. And guess what? It was solved with a lot of manual labor, tedious work. In the large companies, it was never solved in the small and mid-sized companies. It was not solved. But the world there is changing. Imagine the use of generative AI to imagine a stack where you have language models, foundation models, fine-tuned for business language. You have industry knowledge models, this topic I described. You have semantic mapping between natural questions, business questions to data taxonomy. And then you have agents that give a service for translation. Literally give a service for translation to humans and to other agents. Let me not talk more about that. Let me invite our product leader for semantic modeling, Debjani, to the stage to talk about where this area is heading as far as Teradata is concerned. Debjani? Thank you.
Today, I'm going to show you how we turn the impossible into possible. Picture this. You are a marketing strategist asking a simple question in plain English. Which Formula One drivers should I promote? And when should I run these promotions? And within minutes, an intelligent system analyzes your drivers, circuits, races, social media sentiments, and comes up with this beautiful model that is a personalized strategy. No more weeks of manual data wrangling. No more guesswork about which drivers or which races appeal to your audience. It's just instant, data-driven insights that turn into revenue-generating campaigns. Let's look at the reality of modern data racing. There's data silos everywhere. Then there's the human bottleneck. And finally, there is the scale. Formula One has 20 drivers, 10 races, and 24 races, and millions of data points. The complexity is staggering. Critical racing insights remain buried, and championship deciding patterns just go unnoticed. Now, I'm excited to show you our semantic mapping, the technology that automatically discovers and maps relationship across all data ecosystem, whether it's yours or just out there. So now I go on to my favorite, Terry. Hey, which tables have data about Formula One? And notice what's happening. It's not just cataloging the data. It's understanding both the racing performance and market context. Let me give you an example. When Max Verstappen wins in Monaco, Dutch social media engagement raises by 400%. Red Bull brand mention spikes globally, and sales peak in North European markets. It sees all of these as connected business opportunities and is able to get to the linking attributes. So I ask it, what attributes connect these within the tables? It's now listing for you the primary, the secondary attributes, and behind the scenes, it's carrying out temporal event analysis, connecting dates to seasonal patterns, linking geography to dates, and weaving in the historical context, and comes up with a relationship structure in no time. See, not only has it found linkages within the core Formula One data set, which is in green, It has found race date linkages to global events and e-commerce activity like Amazon reviews. It found temporal linkages to event attendees and digital behavior data sets. No pre-configuration, no manual mapping. The semantic mapping is automatic. And now the best part. All of this is immediately queryable with the other data. So I go ahead and ask, which Formula One driver should I promote? Notice what just happened. It uses all this data and analyzes the promotion opportunities by country and gives us a couple of options. You can run it by home country advantage, pathway countries, and now bringing it all together, the strategy. When should I run these promotions? Here's where the magic happens. The entire strategy is shown on a page. July is the prime time. May through September accounts for 70% of all racing activity. And if you need global exposure, this peak season includes Europe, Asia, and the Americas. One question, multiple different data sources, giving us a complete promotion strategy in just minutes. What you have seen just now represents a fundamental shift in how organizations can understand their data. Our racing analytics customers could be seeing 90% reduction in time to insights, 300% increase in data source utilization, and 50% improvement in race strategy accuracy. And the best part, unlimited scalability, that each new sensor, each new data source is not adding to the complexity, it's just making the system more intelligent and smarter. This isn't just a better way to analyze race data, it's a completely new paradigm for a competitive intelligence. Being able to automatically discover all these relationships that weren't previously defined. Every industry has the same fundamental problem that we just solved for Formula One. Whether you're trying to predict customer churn, optimize supply chains, prevent equipment failures, or just have a better patient outcome, our semantic mapping makes the impossible possible. Now, finally, there is no known unknown out there. If the data is out there and you have access, the insight is all yours. The technology is universal, the transformation is inevitable. The question is, what impossible business challenge do you want to solve with Teradata? Come see me, Paul Brown, or Sebastian Beretta, and let's have a chat. Over to you, Sumeet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. All right, folks, so let me try to put this together because this is an area that is evolving. The industry knowledge model, leveraging the 4 decades of experience we have with data models, aims to standardize and constrain the worldview for foundation models and for agents so that agents can be enterprise-grade, accurate, more explainable. The semantic modeling work that Debjani just spoke about does the other job, which is to take natural business language and translate that to the world of data, which is very different, very complex, very cryptic, actually, and the world of rules and outcomes, which is going to get added with this whole effort, this expansion from data to knowledge. All right, what about compute? I'm actually super excited today. So here is a very, very unique story about Teradata. It's actually your story. It is the story of choice. And I'm excited to share this with you. When it comes to, I don't know where the slides went. All right. OK, there it is. All right, thank you. All right, so as I shared yesterday, with Teradata, you can choose the environment that matters, on-prem or any of the major cloud providers. You can also connect these to have distributed intelligence, keep the workloads aligned to data gravity, but also have access to data across if you need it. And that's beautiful. Only Teradata can do that. Second, when it comes to storage, there is complete choice with Teradata. When you have high concurrency, low latency workloads, don't forget block storage. It is the best. Every day I hear customer stories, right? And we have that. We are the only ones who have that. But in the next 9 months, between now to 9 months, OTF and support for OTF will be a first-class citizen inside of Teradata, and it'll be performant. We're going to fully support Iceberg, reads, writes, Delta reads. It's coming, it's happening, so you have choice. So high efficiency, high scale workloads with performant OTF, low latency, high concurrency workloads with block storage, right, with Teradata stuff. So you have both choices with us, and that is beautiful because it aligns well to your strategy, which is not a data strategy. It's actually workload backwards to the right compute and right storage. Let me talk about compute. I shared with you yesterday that we were born before the cloud, and we focused on economics through efficiency. We are, and our customers tell us this, we are the most efficient engine when you pack it up with the workloads, when the workloads are heavy, steady, always on. We're the best. Really built for that world of agents. Really built for that world. But there is room for economics through elasticity as well, which is what the cloud providers did. They delivered economics to you through elasticity. We are building that capability as well. Auto-scaling, on-demand compute. And I'm not going to talk more about that. I'm going to ask the product management leader for our core platform, data and compute, Kedar, to come on stage and show us what's cooking. Kedar? Which way?
Hello, everyone. We work with customers across industries, and all of them are in a race to accelerate their AI outcomes and drive impact on their business. As we work closely with these customers, we find two key challenges. One, there is an explosion of unstructured data that they gather, yet a lot of that remains unused. Second, critical resources, like data scientists and data engineers, spend a significant amount of their time preparing the data for use as opposed to actually using it. With the fit-for-purpose data and compute offerings, we are trying to address these problems and more. Now, at the core of these offerings, we have the on-demand compute. Data users can come in, spin up this compute to perform a task, scale this up seamlessly and down, and when the task is done, they can shut it down. So you pay for what you use. You can connect these compute engines to unstructured data, where you have your documents, images, video files, audio files. Or you can connect that to structured data, where you have your business-critical data, or both. Now, surrounding these data and compute offerings, we have the knowledge layer that Debjani just talked about. To have the contextual intelligence and enable the data users to simply converse with the infrastructure to get their work done. Now, we work with a customer in health insurance. Let's look at one of the use cases closely to understand what this really means. Now, we all are in a situation where we file health insurance claims. It takes many phone calls, several long, and weeks to days to resolve these. Don't you want to be in a world where this can be done on a single phone call, or maybe none at all? The health insurance company routinely gathers hundreds and thousands of documents. We want to process all this raw data, convert that into intelligence, and provide that at the fingertips of these claims analysts so that they can process these claims really quickly. Now, let's look at a demo of how we can do that with our offerings. No more complex web screens, long config files. You can simply talk to the infrastructure. In this instance, you can say, hey, Terry, I want to create a data pipeline to create the vector embeddings by processing all our claims data. And while you're at it, can we scan for those fraudulent claims? Terry will understand my intent. Now, as you notice, I simply said claims data. That's because I already set up a couple of pipelines, similar ones, But if this is the first time I'm setting this up, Terry would ask me, what do you mean by claims data? I can provide that information. It'll store it in the memory, carry it forward for future use. Now, once Terry understands my intent, it goes and creates a blueprint with detailed step-by-step of how it would exactly process this data. Again, these are very flexible steps. For example, I can say, hey, Terry, the model you're using for scanning those anomalies, let's switch it up. Let's use a different one. And it'll do it for me, just like that. That's the magic. Then comes the most complex step, finding the right type of compute, right size of compute. Today, it takes a team of people through trial and error, wasting hundreds and thousands of dollars. No more. You can simply convey your intent to Terry and say, hey, can you give me options that are focused on cost and focused on performance? So Terry would go back, scan the gamut of options that are available, and then come back with the two best options out there. Now, if I don't have any other constraints, obviously I would pick the cost-effective one. In this instance, since I have to finish the task within 60 minutes, I'll pick up the performant one. Now, before I automate all this, I want to do a dry run. I want to ensure that the data is being processed exactly as I intended. So I tell Terry, can we do a dry run? And then shut yourself down once you're complete. So Terry would go and set up the data pipeline, process all the data as I intend to, create that list of potential fraudulent claims, provide them proactively to the analysts, and then comes back with a detailed set of stats, which are often sort of admin's delight. How long did the run take? Did it meet the SLA? And most importantly, what is the cost of the run? We want to ensure that the costs are never overrun as you use this on-demand compute. Cost economics are critical to the success of these AI use cases. So a task that usually takes someone hours, probably days, now is compressed to a few minutes. That is how we increase the productivity of these data users and accelerate the AI outcomes that they are trying to drive. I welcome all of you to come by our booth, explore our data offerings, to find out how we can accelerate your AI projects on the deck. Thank you.
Thank you, Kedar. I liked when he said, hey, do the job and shut yourself down. That was awesome. Anyways, look, there's a lot of stuff that is in demo and experimentation. But when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And it's all about scale. And there is nothing better than India to talk about scale. World's most populous nation and the fastest growing major economy in the world. We're talking about 500 billion orders every year. We're talking about 2 billion orders every day, and they must show up inside of Teradata in less than 8 hours, and they must be processed and crunched for anomalies within that time, so that when Shahavir, who is the Chief General Manager of IT, and I would like to welcome him now, he's the leader for SEBI, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, and we're going to have a chat with him about how Teradata helps achieve the scale that is needed from that country and that environment. Shahavir?
Good morning.
Welcome. Yeah. So just completing my point, when his team shows up, before that, in that 8 hours, all that crunching needs to happen so that they can be productive. I hope I described your situation well, yeah. Shahavir. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Most welcome. Excellent. All right, maybe you could tell the audience a little bit about SEBI. and its role.
So SEBI is India's statutory regulatory authority that oversees the securities market, including the stock exchanges, brokers, mutual funds, and other intermediaries. Its core mandate is to protect the interests of the investors in security market and promote the development of the market and regulate the market. We regulate the securities market through technology for regulatory oversight. SEBI plays a foundational role in shaping and sustaining the Indian economy by regulating the capital markets, encouraging investment, and promoting stability. Its actions help to create a trusted environment for the investors. And as India is leaping ahead to a $5 trillion economy, our role is more and more important to channelize the savings of millions of investors into productive investments.
Thank you, Shavir. So folks, this is like the SEC. What the SEC does for the US market is SEBI does for India. And obviously, both are high-scale environments. SEC is dealing with massive scale as well. The US is it's the most developed market. But India is like, the growth rate is very high. So, Shavir, let me talk about like your previous data warehouse platform. It kind of struggled to scale, right? And what kind of led you to like, what were you looking for, and how did Teradata play a role in that?
So the challenges with the previous system was we were struggling to scale, especially after COVID, when millions of new investors were added in the market. And due to the algorithmic trading, the transactions multiplied an exponential growth in the transactions. It was a big challenge to get the whole data overnight be loaded in the system to be ready for the investigators and the people. Well, in the morning they are on the desk, the data and the alert should be ready. So we were not able to meet the timelines of the 8 hours in the night to load the data. So while testing the system, we did a very thorough testing of Teradata. We scaled the data at a 3 petabyte scale, and we ran multiple scenarios, which were simple, which give output in few seconds, till complex scenarios which generated output in multiple hours. And we found that the Teradata matched all our benchmarks and sometimes even exceeded them.
That's awesome. I love that. So let's talk about data sovereignty. How critical is that to your organization, your country?
Data security and sovereignty is the most critical aspect in our type of work, because we collect all personal data of millions of investors, all trade data, transaction data, holdings of securities, which are very critical. Over and above, we have price-sensitive data, which if can leak, can affect the price of the securities in the market. So we needed full control, not only of the data, but also of the hardware. And it has been such since last 15 years of our working, and Teradata helped us in implementing that on an on-prem solution. We have no linkage to the cloud. We are absolutely on-prem.
Got it. Awesome. Excellent. So let's dive into the use cases. Like, obviously you needed scale, you needed control and sovereignty. You took the Teradata and Dell partnership together. Talk to us about the use cases that you are doing with Teradata.
So currently, the Teradata platform supports our surveillance and the investigation departments. So we load all the data, and overnight some alerts are generated. We use business intelligence platform like business objects and MicroStrategy for generating various reports out of the system.
Got it. So where are we going from here, right? Obviously, a lot of this is probably structured data. Talk to us about your thoughts on unstructured information coming together. Where are we going?
So initially, when we migrated from our system, since our data is mostly trade data, which is a structured data, we were all having alerts based on the structured data. But slowly, we are moving ahead in the unstructured data area also. So we are combining it with the structured information for faster business outcomes. We are impressed by the Teradata's ClearScape analytics and in-database machine learning, because in our case of scenario where there is a truly petabyte scale of data, bringing the data out of the system and running the reports is not at all possible. All we need to do is in-database type of work. So that is really helping us.
That is super cool. I think what Shavi just described is the ability to even bring LLMs, bring machine learning models right into the database, scaling in that parallel engine with us. So talk to us about the nature of analytics and AI that you are doing today.
So currently, we are running a multi-prong approach, big data analytics on structured data to assist our surveillance division. Teradata has certainly enhanced our big data analytical capabilities. We are running various use scenarios like complaint analysis, which we receive from millions of investors to find out what are the main problem areas in the system. We are also building up applications where mutual funds, they cannot give out misleading information, advertisement. So all their advertisement, they have to be approved by SEBI. So it comes to us through the AI system. We see that all the standards of the advertisement are met. So in multiple scenarios, we are going ahead.
That is super cool. And how about AI agents? Is that in the future of SEBI?
Yeah.
AI agents in the future of SEBI?
So SEBI is closely following and experimenting with Gen AI and agentic AI. And we are still in the learning stage. That is the future.
Absolutely. Well, that is super exciting. It's been a pleasure. You have traveled from Mumbai, India, to be here with us. I think we should give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for being an amazing customer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so folks, I'm going to now summarize the product section for all of us. We spoke about our vision, the autonomous AI and knowledge platform to support the autonomous enterprise. We said that we will bring this vision to life through 3 pillars of our strategy. The first pillar is foundational excellence. We're never going to forget our core. We're never going to forget our promise to you when it comes to just raw stability, performance, security, and trust. That's important. But having said that, please remember, you have choice. The choice of environment, on-prem to multi-cloud. The choice of storage for your workload, working backwards from that. The choice of compute. We are the best fit-for-purpose platform when it comes to the foundations itself. Second, we spoke about AI with ROI. Please remember that body of experience we have over 4 decades working to deliver real ROI with data platform, the same forms the basis for industry knowledge models. We spoke about the entire stack going agentic and the user experience changing. But most importantly, we spoke about use case backwards and ROI backwards approach for AI, which means services, consulting, partners, and product. We spoke about being the best platform for hybrid compute, which essentially means that you get the same experience, the same database capabilities, the same vector store, the same AI platform, no matter where you are. On-prem, multi-cloud, connected. Only Teradata can do that. I'm quite excited about this. Like, I'm getting goosebumps. Now, you can deploy us on-prem, and we will help you transform your on-prem data warehouse environment to an AI and knowledge platform. Important. Bring AI to where knowledge is, because if you wait for that on-prem to become cloud, it's going to take time. Okay, you can do it. You should do it, maybe. It takes time. Do it now. We can do that now. We can meet you in the cloud and work with you with open table formats, block storage, on demand, always on. We can meet you in both places with hybrid, right? We can work with you on AI now with a clear focus on use case, clear focus on ROI, and we have the whole spectrum, all the way from analytics, vectors, model ops, and agents that scale parallelly to the level of data that you just heard Shahavi talk about. That is amazing. All right. We spoke about autonomous customer intelligence between what Steve covered and what I shared. The body of experience we have dealing with helping your customers with outcomes. A beautiful customer 360 model, a set of data products, and almost every customer journey ready to be mapped to agents that deliver real ROI on those use cases around customer experience, customer marketing, customer churn, and all that. All right, and most importantly, we spoke about how between our ecosystem partners, whether they are cloud providers, AI providers, hardware or infrastructure providers, applications, or open source, we are going to be partner first. We're going to bring our partner team, our services team together to deliver real outcomes for you. So I spoke a lot about what we are building. I'll close with the following. It is the how that matters. And we are going to build this together. So don't just listen to us. Tell us what you think we should be doing. Build Teradata with us. You are builders along with us. And let's together build the autonomous AI and knowledge platform. Thank you.